This is when the peace comes. Peace always comes after we remove ourselves from any type of stimulation. When we come back to where we're whole, that's when we come back home. It's like this saying that continues in my head. It's like, come back to center, come back to center, come back to center, come back to center. And I think that's like a meditation technique, right? It's like always circling back to our core, our center. And I think that that's true in life. It's like the more that we come back to our center, and the more that it's like a loop, a feedback loop. And the more that we're connected to that energy of it, the more we keep looping. When we step aside and we come back to our center, it's like the looping stops looping, or it takes a pause at the very least. And I think that's where we find peace, right? We find peace not just in the stillness, but we find peace when we're away from stimulation, when we come back to our center. For me, that looks like being in nature, because I can sort of immerse myself in this natural environment. I can sort of immerse myself in a place where I don't have access to a lot of stimulation. So it's like I'm forcing myself to be immersed in this natural environment so that I can come back to my center. And I think with meditation, it's like no matter where you are, what you're doing, always practice coming back to your center. Always practice coming not only back to your center, but back to this present moment. Like the circle comes back. We loop back to our center, back to our center, back to the present moment, back to the present moment. And back to stillness, and back to finding peace, not just in ourselves, but feeling whole and complete in who we are because of the environment that we're immersing ourselves in. For me, it's like I always say that I don't ever feel lonely when I'm in nature. Where I feel lonely is when I'm inside by myself, disconnected from the sort of outer world and immersed in my sort of inner world. And I don't think it's bad to be immersed in your inner world as long as we don't get lost in it. So it's like coming outside and being surrounded in this, it can remind us of who we are, and it can remind us of the wholeness that already exists inside of our hearts. Because we already are whole. Nothing else is going to make us, nothing external is ever going to make us more complete, more whole, more worthy. That comes from the inside. Sure, there's these like fleeting feelings, right? Like these highs, right? Like, oh, I got more money and I can do more things. The external world wants us to believe that wholeness exists outside of us. And in all reality, it exists right here. And I feel emotional just saying that, because that's something that I continue to learn myself, and that's something that I continue to remember myself. because it's like an ongoing journey, right? Like the wholeness that we're seeking is always inside of our hearts. And the more that we can tap into that and believe that, maybe the more abundant our world can be. Like, and I'm not saying like don't buy anything nice for yourself, like don't go out to eat. I'm not saying any of those things. I think we should live and do the things that make us feel free and fulfill us, and not just fulfill us as I'm talking about wholeness, but like help us to enjoy life, you know? I'm not saying don't ever do anything superficial. I'm just saying do whatever you want, but remember where the wholeness comes from. It comes right here. And the more that we nurture and love ourselves, I want to believe that maybe the more abundant our world can become. Because when we're living our lives through this, through our hearts, and through this wholeness that we already feel for ourselves, it's like maybe we're showing the universe that it's like we already are worthy, right? We already are worthy of everything that we desire when all of our intentions come from our heart. You don't need anyone else to fulfill you. You don't need anyone else to tell you that you're worthy. You don't need anyone else to tell you what you deserve or don't deserve. When you live life through your heart and through the intentions that come from your heart and from this belief that you're already whole, maybe that's where more stillness comes in. Maybe that's where more peace can live, because when we remind ourselves of this space inside of us, then there's less motivation to seek it elsewhere. I don't want to say that motivation will never be there. I think it's always there, and I think that's part of human nature. I think the way that our society is built, I think the way that our culture has conditioned us is that we're always seeking outside of ourselves. But I think the more that we can, at the very least, remind ourselves of where our wholeness comes from, maybe then we'll have less of this sort of like desperate seeking energy. Like, oh, if I only did this, if I only bought this, or if I only had this much money, or if I only was in this relationship, then I would be happy. And I'm all for bettering yourself. I'm all for, being in the best possible situation, doing the best for yourself, growing, learning, taking care of yourself, all of those things. As long as it comes from here, or at the very least we remind ourselves that it comes from here, then maybe the less that we'll seek it elsewhere. And the more energy will come back to us and come back to our hearts, because that's where it always lived. And maybe this is a way that we can, maybe this is like a way that we can give a gift to ourselves, is continuing to remind ourselves of our wholeness and continuing to show ourselves that when we take care of ourselves, and like I said, for me, this is like me taking care of myself. Like one of the best ways I can take care of myself is to bring myself into nature and to be present and be fully present here with where I am so that I can let go of everyone else. Everyone else's problems, the world's concerns, the energy of everyone else, and the noise inside of my head, and the looping and all of it. It's like the more time I'm here, it comes to a slowing down, and then it comes to, I don't want to say a halt, but there's moments of that. There's moments when I'm out here where I don't have any thoughts. There's nothing that I'm thinking about. My mind is empty and my body is present and I'm present. And like, what an incredible gift that I can give myself. And every time I do it, I never regret it, because every time I do it, I'm doing a better job in taking care of me. And when I do a better job in taking care of me, my life is better. Because I can do a better job of taking care of those I love and those I care about, and come away from the chaos and come back to center. Come away from the chaos and come back to center. Away from the chaos and back to center. Away from the chaos and back to center. You know who you are. You know what you deserve in your heart, and you need to continue to remind yourself of the wholeness that exists inside of your heart already, regardless of who's coming in and out of your life, regardless of the job that you have or don't have, regardless of your social status, of, any other status in your life, how others perceive you. Regardless of all of that, you are the key to your own heart. You are the key to your own happiness. Anything outside of that is a blessing or a curse. We don't get to decide who comes in and out of our lives and how long they stay. But you do get to decide how to take care of you and how to do your best to come back to center and remind yourself of your value in this world. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more.